The first edition of the F1 Sprint has happened in 2022 at Imola, and Max Verstappen won it, but it was not easy for him. He started on the pole for the sprint, and he, did not get off to a great start. Leclerc took the lead, much to the Tifosi's delight at the race. You could hear it on TV, the crowd cheering when Leclerc took the lead, when Sainz would make a pass on the track. But yeah, Leclerc led the majority of the sprint race, but later on in the sprint race, there was actually a pretty decent battle between Leclerc and Verstappen. They weren't side by side exchanging the lead all the time, but it seemed like a game of patience, a game of who could kind of do the best. I guess, well, that's what it normally is. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but the point being, Leclerc was holding on to the lead. Both drivers looked like they were struggling a bit with their tires. They'd exit the corner onto a straight, and you'd see the back of the car step out a little bit. So both drivers seemed like they were struggling, both on the soft compound tires. Everyone except for Mick Schumacher, Kevin Magnussen, and I think it was Nicholas Latifi was on the softs, and then those three were on the mediums. So, yeah. They were struggling with tires at the end there, 21-lap race, and Verstappen got within DRS with 6-7 to go, and then finally made the pass with about 4 to go. Tried to get close a couple of times, was patient, didn't send it too deep down the inside into that first chicane, but did eventually get past Leclerc to win the sprint. But Leclerc still finished second, a good points day for him, obviously. And with the new sprint format is a new points format. Last year, only the top 3 got points, and it was so little points, like the winner got 3 points, the second place got 2 points, third place got 1 point. This year, the top 8 get points, and in terms of the points, it's kind of the same thing where the first place gets 8 points, second place gets 7, third gets 6, fourth gets 5, fifth gets 4, sixth gets 3, seventh gets 2, eighth gets 1 point. So 8 drivers gained points today, and 5 different constructors gained points today. So, very interesting sprint race. There's a lot of talk if we should be doing the sprint race. Should F1 continue on with this format? How much should it be used? This versus the regular qualifying. I personally really like the regular qualifying. I thought this was one of the better editions of the sprint race. I feel like last year's sprint races were just like all the action was on the first lap, and whoever took the lead just kind of ran away with it. And then there were some midfield battles, but nothing too significant. Today seemed like a more exciting one. You had a Red Bull starting 7th. You had a Ferrari starting 10th. So you got to see them go up through the field to finish 3rd and 4th. You saw some different tire strategies, as I said, with Magnussen, who started 4th, fall back to 8th. Bottas got up into the points, got into 7th. Alonso, Mick Schumacher, George Russell, Sebastian Vettel were in a good battle there for a bit, but I personally like, it's fun to see racing for sure, but I like the format, the original qualifying format. It's fun to see the single lap, see drivers push it to the limit, see as the lap goes on to see the sector by sector, what they're doing time by time. Are they green? Are they purple? Are they yellow? Whatever it is on the timing sheet. So I personally enjoy that, but I think this sprint is something fun and new, and I think, why not? It's fun. I enjoyed it, but today's was a more enjoyable race for sure, just because, we actually saw an exchange of the lead. Leclerc took it off the line. Later on down the road, Verstappen took it back. So, it was fun. But just a reminder that in every sprint we've had, there has been some type of controversy with the leaders. Last year, Silverstone. We all know what happened there. Hamilton sent Verstappen to Mars. Yes, lap 1. And then Monza, Italy, Verstappen and Hamilton decided just to, wreck each other in the first chicane. And somehow in the slowest chicane on the track, Verstappen got airborne, which is pretty crazy to me. And then in the third one, Verstappen just absolutely, just decided to miss a turn at Brazil. They didn't crash out, but they both went extremely wide because Verstappen just went straight. Will there be another one this week at this sprint? It's not going to be between Verstappen and Hamilton because, oh my gosh, Mercedes looks awful right now compared to their normal self. I mean, even compared to last week or last race when they were on the podium in 3rd and 4th because Verstappen DNF'd. They're starting 11th and 14th. That's insane. That's terrible. They do not look good. I don't get it. It's mind-blowing how bad they have been this year. compared to their normal subs. You know, they're still third in the constructors. They've still got podiums, but I'm so used to seeing them compete for wins that them not even starting in the top 10 with both their cars, like, it's just mind-boggling. This was the first time since Japan in 2012 that neither of their cars made it into Q3. That's crazy. It's been 10 years since both their cars have missed Q3. Insane. Anyways, let's look at the points finishers today. And this is also your starting lineup for tomorrow. We're only going to go through the top 8. Verstappen gets the max points. His name is Max. That's very interesting. Max points day for Max. He gets 8 points on the day. We'll start on pole tomorrow. Hopefully he can get a better start. He did a terrible start today, and Leclerc was able to get around him easy. Leclerc hoping to replicate that start tomorrow. He starts second, got 7 points on the day, so he extends his championship lead over, it's Sainz or Russell now. I want to say Sainz. I think Ferrari's 1-2 in the drivers. Perez gets third, a great drive from him. Started 7th, picked up a couple positions on the opening lap, and then chased down the McLaren of Lando Norris. And I think it was Kevin Magnussen there to get up to 3rd. And then Carlos Sainz, a brilliant day for him after a horrendous Q2 on, what was yesterday? Friday. So Sainz, he started 10th after not putting down a time in Q3, and he got up to 4th. So a really good job from him to make those passes to get up to 4th, and it's going to be a front 2 rows of Red Bull and Ferrari. 5th place, Lando Norris. 6th place, Daniel Ricciardo. The turnaround for McLaren has been extremely impressive considering that, 3 weeks ago they were both out of the points because they were awful at Bahrain. I guess that was like 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. I don't know how many weeks ago, but basically 3 races ago, McLaren was struggling to get in the top 15, and they needed some DNFs to get there. And now they're 5th and 6th in the sprint. They got double points last week. The turnaround has been extremely quick and shockingly quick. It's impressive. So hopefully they can keep it up. 7th, Bottas. Man, I'm so happy for Bottas. I hope he beats Mercedes more and more because I just feel like, I don't know. I just felt like he got the wrong end of that deal. You know, he helped them win so many Constructors' Championships. He won races. And you know what? His teammate was arguably the greatest of all time, Lewis Hamilton. And people are acting like he's trash. I'm like, well, do you expect him to be arguably the greatest of all time every single week? It's kind of difficult. I kind of felt bad for him. You know, I felt like he was getting too much criticism. But he's proven that he's doing great at Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo's looking good this year. But unfortunately, his teammate crashed on lap 1 due to contact with Pierre Gasly. Yeah, that was unfortunate. And then finally, the final point goes to Haas and Kevin Magnussen. Great to see Haas get some points this year. They're looking good. But yeah, those are your points finishers. The rest of the starting lineup. I'll put something in the description like the results. But if not, you can go to F1's website, F1's app, whatever you want to do. ESPN, they all got it. But yeah, other than the Leclerc-Verstappen battle for the lead, not anything too significant. The biggest dropper was probably Fernando Alonso. Started 5th, ended up out of the points completely. So, he's got to pick it up tomorrow. But curious to see how tomorrow's race goes. It's supposed to rain, which could make things interesting. But, yeah, see you tomorrow for F1 side of things. Today I'm going to the Xfinity race at Talladega. For NASCAR. Tomorrow I'm going to the Cup Series race for NASCAR, so F1 race recap may not be as long as usual. I may just do like a quick 2-minute, like, hey, here's what happened, here's what I think. But, that's all my thoughts for today.